Also, Esther comes to terms, she picks up a vision. She picks up a vision to rescue the nation of Israel, to actually go and rescue them from death. It is a vision that she picked during that crisis. So also you need to have a vision. You need to have a vision. And for the precious stones, the vision is that you, as an individual, may become a rich and powerful resource center, where people can find resources of spirit, soul, and body to impact their lives, turning them into confident and productive women with capacity. You need to be conversant with vision, because vision will help you and propel you towards that releasing of potential. Because where there is no vision, people perish. But happy is he that keepeth the law.
Shalom, hello, I'm Kudzai Helen Rose. God has been so gracious to us in giving us His word and allowing us this opportunity to walk together, exploring the word of God. We're in the book of Esther. We're looking at her story and we're gleaning nuggets of wisdom to help us along our journey as we seek God for the release of the potential He has placed in each and every one of us. We believe that inside of each and every one of us, there is a precious stone that God has placed, and we are contending and praying and seeking God for the release of that precious stone, that potential that God has placed in each and every one of us. Today we're talking about vision. The Bible tells us that where there is no vision, people perish, but he that keeps the law of the Lord, happy is he. So we're talking about vision, and we see that when Esther was first in the palace, she didn't have any vision. She was just in the palace. She was content to be in the palace and enjoy the luxury, the frills of whatever was in the palace. And when Mordecai initially approached her to speak to the king for the salvation of the Jews, she was reluctant to do anything because she felt that she was putting her life in danger. But when Mordecai speaks to her and he says to her, who knows, it may be that God has put you where you are for such a time as this. At that point, Esther caught vision. She realized that God had placed her where she was for a reason, and that gave her that sense of purpose, that vision for what could be achieved by the place that God had given to her in the palace and the potential that He had put inside of her. So as precious stones, as Mom has shared with us, our vision is that each and every one of us will become a powerful resource center, that we will have impact on those around us. It is very important that we are intentional about the vision that God has given us. It is possible to know that you have purpose but not really pay attention to it, not really plan or strategize towards it, and just leave it as something that is, but you're going to sort out later. And many of us live our lives in that way. But I pray today that a sense of vision and the urgency that God has will be ignited in our lives today. Many people live their lives in a space of darkness. The Bible tells us that the people that sat in darkness have seen a great light. There is potential for people to see great light even when they sit in darkness. And many times the devil wants to plant an attitude of apathy in our hearts so that we see all these people suffering around us, all these people walking in darkness, and we're not really bothered. As long as we're okay with God, we just continue on with our lives. And this was kind of the place that Esther was. She knew that the Jews were in danger, but at first she was thinking, well, I'm in the palace, I'm going to be okay. But the thing is, the Bible tells us that when we see someone not going on the correct path and we do not warn them, God will hold us accountable for that. With the place that God has given us, there comes great responsibility. The Bible also talks about the parable of the talents, where people were given talents and they were expected to do something with them, to multiply them. And one of the people that was given a one talent, he decided that he wasn't going to do anything. He went and buried his talent and waited for the master to come back, and he gave him back his talent. The other ones, one had 2 talents, he brought 4. One had 5 talents, he brought 10. But this one was like, no, here's your talent. I kept it safe. I buried it. I knew you were a person that would give me trouble, so I kept it safe and I did nothing with it. God called him a wicked servant. I pray today that vision will be ignited in each and every one of us, so that when we stand before our Master, we will not be called wicked and unfaithful servants, but that we will be called faithful servants, that God will say, well done, enter into the joy of the Lord, because we have released the potential that He has put in us. We have gained many souls to salvation. We have helped people to look to God and also release their potential. So today, that is my prayer for all of us, that the vision will become plain. The Bible tells us to write the vision, to make it plain upon tables, so that those who see it will run. So I pray today that you also will write the vision. To all those that God has put in your care, write the vision for our children, write the vision for our families, and make it plain upon tables, so that those who see it will run, so that we will fulfill our responsibility to God by releasing the potential that He has put inside of us. God bless you.